Hi everyone, it's Will here, and we're actually here in my music classroom at the school that I teach at. And I wanted to talk to you guys about three instruments you definitely want to have in your adaptive music class. So, the three instruments, we're going to start from the one that I use kind of the most with the kids, that's super easy, to one that I don't use as much but keeps the students super involved. So, let's go ahead and start with number three, egg shakers. Egg shakers are really great. And the reason why they're so good is because the egg shaker actually can work with whatever grip. A lot of kids in the adaptive music class can't do this pincer grasp, but they can do something called raking, where they close their hand like this. Well, you can put an egg shaker in a hand and shake it like that. You could shake it this way. You could shake it up, down, wherever you need to. They can use it in two hands. They can use this egg in one hand. What's really nice about it too is when you're working on something like trying to teach what beat is, it's a lot easier to keep the beat with your whole arm, because your whole arm is this big muscle as opposed to your fingers or your wrist. Your wrist is actually a small muscle, so are your fingers. So, egg shakers are definitely a must. Number two, this is something new to my classroom. Handbells. Kind of the same idea as the egg shaker, right? Kind of the same idea. You can work on the pincer grasp if that's something you're working on, and then have them shake it. Or you can go ahead and work with what they're able to do already, which is that raking motion, this motion. You can have them play together. You can have them play one at a time. This can help them learn the idea of harmony and melody. If you have the right combination of notes, let me see, like we have C, D, and E, you can even have them begin to learn songs like Hot Cross Buns. So this is a good way to also incorporate the idea of teamwork and working in an ensemble group without necessarily having to stress out about, fingering positions using the smaller muscles. Again, we're using the forearm, the whole arm to shake the bell instead of just shaking it like this. But we can also work on, again, those fine motor skills if we really want to with those grasps, have them holding it up like this and shaking the bells. So again, number two on my list is the handbells. And what is my number one thing that I think would be really helpful in your adaptive music class? It's not something you would think of ordinarily. This. So I was fortunate enough that to have this donated to my class, but this is called the tongue drum. And what's really nice about the tongue drum is a metallic drum. It has its origins in India, and it sounds a lot like wind chimes. Take a listen. Now, it doesn't matter how hard I hit this. It only gets so loud, right? So it's not going to create a lot of overstimuli from the amount of volume coming from the instrument. To hold the sticks, again, we can work on that pincer grasp, or we can work on the rake motion. We can have students use their forearm, or we can have them work on, again, fine motor with the pincer. Because of the way the instrument is pitched and how soft the instrument is, even if a student plays a note that's right next to each other, it doesn't necessarily give as dissonant or as harsh a sound as you might get out of a piano, a guitar, or some other kind of instrument. This is also a pretty good instrument in that it's very durable. It's very, very durable. I've had students hit it super duper duper hard, and nothing has happened to the instrument. It just keeps playing and playing. So those are my three instruments. Again, to recap, we have the shaker egg, the handbell, and the tongue drum. All right. Well, I hope you all are able to use some of this information while you're creating your adaptive music classes. Have a great day. Bye.